With the news that Klopp is departing Liverpool, they finally have their replacement. Apparently, Xabi Alonso is not their man. A man by the name of Arne Slot is signing for Liverpool as their new manager, agreeing a deal with Feyenoord, and it seems to be quite a left field option. Not many people expected it. A lot of people expected it to be Xabi Alonso. It looks like Xabi Alonso is holding out for the Real Madrid job, so it makes sense that Liverpool have had to go and find somebody else. Nobody has really been linking anybody other than Xabi Alonso with the Liverpool job. You know, there's been a couple of rumours that Nagelsmann maybe, but there's not really been any concrete rumours. But in the last few days, Arne Slot has come out. So a bit of history on him. You know, he spent 2019 to 2021 at AZ. Before that, he was a player who was, you know, a slow midfielder, apparently. A playmaker of sorts. Started his coaching career at AZ, and then in 2021 he moved to Feyenoord, and he's done really well there. It feels like they've gone for a manager in the mould of Klopp, in the way that he had a good start to his career. You know, he had a couple of teams where he was successful, but it feels like Liverpool is going to be the one where he really cements his success. Obviously, this is very hypothetical because he could easily be there and by Christmas had a shit start to the season and get sacked. But between 2021 and 2023, he made Feyenoord really good. So when he first joined, there were 29 points behind Ajax, who were at the top of the league. Within those 2 years, they won the league. He beds in young players really well. The likes of Malacia, who was obviously transferred to Manchester United now, he started off at Feyenoord with Slot as the manager. In this season, they've only lost twice. So if we look at the style of football that they play, it's, you know, similar to Klopp's in a way that it's fast-paced, attacking, high-energy, intense pressing football. He actually came out and said that he believes that if his team are playing bad, they will still be the team that wins because they will outfight any opponent. That's paraphrasing. But he trains his team up as intense in training as in the match. So then when they're in the match, it's not a challenge. And that does sound a little bit like what Klopp's ethos is on the team. First and foremost, if your body's not in the condition it needs to be, how are you going to win out there? Now, a difference between him and Klopp is that he plays a 4-2-3-1. It's two pivoting midfielders. You know, the back four, instead of inverting, they overlap. And the three behind the striker, they play narrow. It's not going to be a huge transition compared to what they play with Klopp, because obviously the three at the top of Liverpool's attack, whether it's Salah, Nunez, Gakpo, Diaz, Jota, Elliott, whoever's playing in that, they all play relatively narrow, and usually they have players on the outside of them. But with it being a double pivot and then the four in attack, we could see Trent Alexander-Arnold maybe coming into that midfield role because of how good Bradley's done this season. Obviously, McAllister at Brighton, he played in the attacking midfield position, but also in a double pivot. So I feel like he may complement the system really well. And Slot has said, you know, he admires a manager like Guardiola, De Zerbi, those who play this really good, expansive, passing out the back football. And it will be really exciting to see the business that Liverpool do as well. At left back, they've got Robertson, who's, you know, is the wrong side of 30 now. He's getting old. If he's going to be bombing up and down the flank every game, well, can he do it? That's the question, really. Especially a manager who likes young, energetic players. Is he going to be wanting a player like Robertson at left-back who might not have a 38-game season in him alongside Europe? These are obviously all questions that will be answered in due course. You know, Liverpool is more than just a manager. They've got Mike Edwards in there who recruits. They've got an extensive scouting system. They aren't just a one-man. You know, if a manager's tactics aren't doing so well, then they'll look at it. Is it the players? Is it supposed? Is it just a bad manager? Is there any factors going on? You know, Klopp last season, look at how bad the season was, even by his standards. And then they got rid of Fabinho, they got rid of Henderson, a couple of others, signed in some younger players like McAllister, Gravenberch, and look at them this season, they're flying. So we could see a return to the Liverpool of old, where they're bombing on fullbacks, a tight midfield that keep it compact in the centre, and then an attack of players who just get into scoring positions really well. I'm quite excited to see what the manager can do. I've looked at a few of his highlights on YouTube, and they play one-touch tiki-taka, attacking football to break teams' defences. They attack the half spaces. They start out centrally, so the keeper will pass it to their centre-back. They'll pass it into a left-back, and then it'll go central and then wide. It's really good football what they play. Obviously, this season they've averaged 61% possession, so it's not just going to be these fast-sprung attacks. It's going to be some possession football as well, just looking for the gaps in those half spaces and finding teams' weaknesses. Now, in terms of a manager coming to a big team, it's a bit of an unknown, especially when you compare it to, you know, Ten Hag coming from Ajax, or Guardiola when he came from Bayern, or Klopp when he came from Dortmund even. One thing which I would say about this manager, okay, is that in his press match interviews, he seems to take a lot to heart, I suppose. He'll want to defend himself as much as he can from a personal point of view. If I can find an example, I'll pop it on screen. You know, Klopp will defend his team in any way that he can. He'll blame officials, he'll blame whatever. But this manager seems to be one who would be quite back to the wall. So if he has a shit start to the season, let's say we're a month in, he's got one win and he's not had any other wins and he's had poor performances, the team aren't adapting to his football very well, it could turn sour quite quickly. It is very exciting though to see what they're going to do in the summer transfer window. If they do secure the man, it looks likely that he's going to come to the team. Let's see who stays around next season at Liverpool. Let's see who goes. Let's see who can develop. You know, Elliott, Jones, Trent Alexander-Arnold, because they're young, they've got energy. This is what the manager likes. You know, in a season where they're going to have Champions League again, they're going to have Premier League, they're going to be wanting to go in for domestic cups, is going to need a lot of players to be performing. So that's that, guys. Let me know what you think about Slot in the comments. Let me know what you think about the analysis that I've gone into here. As I say, it's a relative unknown. I'm sure that in the months to come we'll find out a lot more. Funnily enough, he only signed for Tottenham in May 2023 before they got Postecoglou. So, you know, he's had another year in his career to really improve. He could show Tottenham what's what. But if you like this football chat, hit subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one, guys. See you later.